I'm Roxie with Roxie's Broadway Breakdown. Welcome back to my channel. And today I want to get into breaking down a big belt song and how sometimes how you pronounce certain consonant and vowel combinations, it can definitely affect your pitch and the way you present this song. So I chose Everything's Coming Up Roses from Gypsy. Many notable performers have done this role. I think it's probably one of the most difficult roles in musical theater. So I want to take a look at the way Ethel Merman, Patti LuPone, Bernadette Peters have approached this particular song because I really listened to them and I tried to break it down how they pronounce certain words and how it affected their singing. I don't have a personal favorite. I think they were all very commanding in this role. I happen to love all of them in this role. There's really not a right or a wrong way to perform this as far as I'm concerned with their performances. I think they're all fantastic performers, so I really don't have a personal preference. It's just the way they chose to handle certain notes, the approaches they took. That's what I'm going to talk about. So, let's break this down. Ethel Merman was probably just one of the most notable, sort of showy performers, just a real show woman in musical theater. It just like kind of what you see is what you get. And that's, I obviously didn't see her in the role, but that's to me what she brought to the role of Mama Rose. Mama Rose is a very pushy stage mom. So when I listen to her, that's what I hear. It's just a very, you'll be swell, you'll be great, gonna have the whole world on a plate. It's just very straightforward, solid performance, big vibrato voice, big belt vibrato voice, and it's just very clear, concise sound. That's what you're going to get from her. Patti LuPone, I've seen her do this, and it's very, we all know she's got a little bit brassier personality, and it's a little more punch to it. It's a little more gutsy, and it's maybe even a little bit more schmoozy because, she had to pull a few strings here and there to get, Louise and June parts, but it's a little bit more, you'll be swell, you'll be great, gonna have the whole world on a plate. So there's a little bit more punch to it. Bernadette Peters, who has that beautiful, beautiful, just sometimes sweet, melodic, lyrical voice, I noticed milked some of these notes where she could. She still punches it out, has a huge belt voice with it, but she definitely makes the most of some of the notes. Not that she really changed the timing, but she definitely made the most of some of those notes. So it's more, you'll be swell, you'll be great, gonna have the whole world on a plate. So she just held out some of those notes a little bit more. Again, not right or wrong, just a different approach. So, as we move into the song, some of those big, big notes is where I kind of noticed like how they approached certain consonants and vowels. And so, when we're getting along to like, you'll be swell, you'll be great, I can tell, just you wait, that lucky star I talk about is... Now, do is a really hard word to sing because you've got that D-O-oo sound, and that's hard to belt because if you really go ooh, a tight ooh, and really like purse your lips, and you're gonna maybe clench here, you're gonna tighten those vocal flaps, and you might not get right on pitch, and you're gonna hit like an ooh sound, and you might go sharp or flat. So they all kind of had different approaches to it. Ethel Merman tended to just kind of hit that D and open up, like kind of relax and drop that jaw. So hers was more, that lucky star I talk about is do. So maybe it didn't sound quite like do, but it was it was a more relaxed O. And that's fine. I mean, it just, because she had that big, bright, open sound. And it was followed up with a U behind it, which Y-O, U, is even harder because you got that Y sound. So that lucky star I talk about is dough, honey, everything's coming up roses for me and for you. So again, she relaxed the Y and the O, and she just opened that up to yo. Totally fine. Big bright notes, let her vibrato come out. Which I think is easier than Patty and Bernadette, who chose, instead of more of that open O sound, they do more of the U sound, because they kind of, not that they slide up to the note. They're not sliding up to anything. They just did more of the U vowel, because what they do is they do I can tell, just you wait, that lucky star I talk about is due. So she hits the D, and then she goes under due. Honey, everything's coming up roses for me and for you. She kind of all melds that last little bit into for me and for you. Pretty, nothing wrong with it. She gets the notes done. And so it's just a difference. Ethel doing it a little bit like boom, 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 straightforward, drops the jaw, relaxes it, right on pitch, hits the note. Patty is kind of melding hers together. So does Bernadette. Bernadette, I noticed, did a little bit of the same thing, and they go for the U sound. I think with a maybe lesser trained singer, to do the melding and going up to the U sound might be harder, because if you don't have that much control of your voice, you might not quite hit that pitch, and trying to go up into it and do the slide is difficult. You would do better to hit the hard consonant and just open up and relax that jaw. You're going to have an easier time being on top of that note. That's just me. But if you have a vocal teacher helping you with this song, take their advice. I'm just saying, I think, personal preference, I think it's easier to hit the note, drop the jaw, and open up and let all that relax and hit it. All right, moving on. There's another, in the song, they have to sing the word through very high, and you've got the THR through, which is kind of, that whole thing can get garbled up. So, let me make sure I'm on the right pitch for this one. Light the lights, nothing to hit but the heights. Wait and see, here's the bell, follow me, and nothing's gonna stop us till we're through. Okay, till we're through. Okay, so they all, I noticed, they all just relaxed and opened up. None of them did any kind of slide or anything or a U sound. They all just did almost like pronounced throw. Instead of through, they almost did throw. Throw! Because that's a very high note that you've really got to be on top of, and you don't want to be playing around and sliding or doing anything. So almost pronounce the through, T-H-R-O-U-G, like T-H-R-O-W, throw. Moving on to the very last big money note, the very last big U at the end, where you got to hold on forever. All right. Don't ever clear your throat. It's better to drink some water if you can. You're just like rehearsing. All right. This one, they all approached the same way as well. None of them did a slide. They all just opened up and relaxed and didn't do a big U. They just pronounced it almost like a yo sound. I know that sounds funny to say, like, think of you as a yo, but they did. They all relaxed it and just big yo at the end. Everything's coming, lights and lollipops, everything's coming. Roses for me and for you. Okay, so again, that's what I mean. When they hit that yo, it's all open. Everything's relaxed. Everything at that point has to be relaxed. You're going to take a breath right before it, quick breath right before it, and everything has to be open and relaxed if you're ever going to be on top of that note. And so there was no really like combining words to get up to the note at that point. They pronounced you, very soft jaw, relaxed it, and just hit that note. Barreled through it. So that's what I mean. Very different approaches to the song. You have to sometimes play with the song to make it comfortable for you and what's right for your singing. But all of them have fantastic voices. Sometimes it doesn't matter. I mean, I shouldn't say it doesn't matter. There's different ways you can approach a song depending on what's right for you. There's sometimes no right or wrong way. Sometimes there's a definite wrong way to approach a song, but there are sometimes different options to approach a song, as long as it comes out on pitch. But there you go. There are some ways to approach a big belt song, and as long as you're pronouncing the words in a way that's comfortable for you, as long as you're breathing properly, and as long as you're comfortable with the song, you can get through it. And as long as you're not tensing up and screaming the song, there is a proper way to belt a musical theater song. There you go. I hope that helped. Don't forget to click and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next.